Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
A little pissed off, actually, because, the Amazon Prime bullshit. I got a big bet on the Devils and can't even watch it because it's the one game a week they don't put on Sportsnet Plus. So, yeah, I'm pissed off about that. I got a big bet on the Devils, but whatever. I don't know. Might only have to fucking stream it for once. But, so that's how my night's going.
All right. And joining us tonight is special guest host here. Might be pissed off about the fact that you bet against his team. We got Jared Schmidt here from the Twitter account Play the Puck. Jared, thanks for joining us. How's it going?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's not going as bad because I do currently have the Devils-Oilers game on the TV now, so I am able to watch.
Nice.
I don't hate Joel's bet on the Devils because it was probably a good one because I think the Oilers are in a horrible spot here, but I would like to have them pull out the win, but we'll see.
Yeah. Devils line. I mean, Joel pointed out last night in our Discord, minus 110. I got bet all the way up to minus 130. I saw, so definitely some CLV there at the very least. It's definitely a bet worth taking. McDavid's still out. I know he skated today, but still not back for Edmonton there. And then I'm not sure if you saw, but your Oilers and my Flyers made a very minor defenseman trade before we hopped on here. With
I actually just noticed. I haven't really been able to read the details, but I did see the headline.
Ronnie Adard for Ben Gleason, I believe that's a Gleason. It seems like it's just a right-hander for left-hander, like change of scenery. But
yeah, groundbreaking stuff. But we'll see.
Exactly.
I have no idea who either of those guys are.
All right, top of the show here. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube, going live 3+ times a week here. You guys know the deal there. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. And follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. All right, before we get into this slate, Joel, you want to go over our picks from the weekend?
Sure, yes. Not a great day Saturday. No. I'm just looking at the picks. Yeah, 3 and 4. Okay, it wasn't terrible here, but okay. Well, probably the Bruins Flyers under 6. That one was a pretty comfortable win. I think the Bruins won like 2-0. I was asleep for half the game. Then the Capitals minus 1.5. They took care of business there pretty comfortably. They beat the Blue Jackets. It was like 7-2, so that was never in doubt. By the way, I think we're setting a record for most blowout wins, like wins by 3+ goals. Yet somehow I still can't win most of my cuck line bets. I just picked the wrong ones, I guess. And then I had the Kraken. They were going against the once again, these Saturday show, the Saturday slates just
they got shut out by somebody. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Jared, do you have an idea?
Who did the Kraken play on Saturday?
Senators. 3-0 win.
Yeah. No idea what happened there. What else we have? We have the Canadiens. Penguins over 6.5. This one wasn't really close. Penguins pull out the win, but it was a fairly low scoring game. But the Avalanche Predators over 6.5 was a nice one. Probably don't deserve it. It was a low scoring game for most of it, but there was a high scoring third period. I was live betting over 2, so this was nice. There were 2 or 3 empty net goals to get us to 7. And then the last 2 bets. I remember these. I watched both of these games pretty closely. The Canucks minus 1.5, miracle regulation win, so that was good, but could not get the cuck line with P.S. Suter scoring with like 30 seconds left in the regulation, so at least the Canucks got the win. And then the Knights minus 1.5, they won, but unfortunately in overtime, so cucked again.
Yeah, I also had a pretty bad day. I had the over in the Finland game. I bet it at 6. My puck buck bet was at 6.5, so I pushed my bet, lost my actual puck buck pit here. took the Flyers plus 120. I'm just going to start doing the opposite of what I think for the Flyers because I thought they had a chance in this one and then got, absolutely nothing there. I was able to hammer their team total shots on goal under, which is something I'm going to do moving forward. Capitals on the puck line against the Blue Jackets, won that one 7-2 easily. That Canadiens, Penguins over 6.5 as well that I lost. Seattle lost. Seattle Senators over 6.5. Kraken can't score. And then that Avs Predators over 6.5, 5-2 game thanks to some late scoring there. So I went 2-5, down 61 puck bucks. Joel, as he said, went 3-4, down 30 puck bucks. So both of us were still negative puck buck on the season. So once again here, Joel, say it with me. It's time to bounce back.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe just stop saying it and we'll actually bounce back.
Jared, did you have any big hits or misses, bad beats from the weekend? Any takeaways?
I had two good ones yesterday. The first one we had Gustafsson saves in the Toronto. It was at 27.5. And he was sitting at 27 for fucking ever. And the Leafs could not muster a shot in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game. Anyways, they went the whole third period and overtime with only registering 5 shots. So I got hooked there. And then also took Cutter Gauthier over 2.5 Sogs too, because he's been ripping the puck lately. He had a pretty decent matchup against the Blackhawks. Same thing, sitting at 2. He also had over 10 shot attempts that game, and only 2 found the net. So there were 2 separate instances where they were both on power plays. On each power play, he had 2 shots, missed the net, and 1 block. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I love to hate Cutter Gauthier here as a Flyers fan. Yeah, he's still no goals yet, so he's firing away. He'll find one eventually there.
Did you know he's the 5th leading point scorer on the Ducks, and he doesn't have any goals? Just 4 assists. It's the 5th most.
Ducks are pathetic here, but college basketball's back. If you aren't already subscribed to the College Experience for their daily picks podcast, breaking it all down. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Given podcast here as well. Anything else from the weekend you guys want to touch on before we get into this Tuesday slate?
Georgia, thankfully they won. That's all I got. I was sweating that one. That was bad.
Jared, anything?
No, I'm good to go.
All right.
Any football? Yeah, I do. Not as much of the college stuff, but mostly just NFL. So I'm an Eagles fan. So
nice.
Jared, I've noticed you bet college hockey and juniors. I don't know what Joel. Do your books offer junior hockey? Do you ever bet on that?
No, I can't say I have. Just the World Juniors.
Yeah, the Betway I think is one of the only books that offer the CHL, so you can bet QOW. It's fun, but you can get some pretty bad beats in that league. Obviously, the kids can. It's not maybe the best idea to put your money on 17-year-olds. But the NCAA has been really good. That's probably one of my favorite ones to bet on. I like watching college hockey. So.
Actually, I think a lot of books or more books have college hockey. So
more have the college for sure. Yeah,
definitely. Because you're not betting on exclusively teenagers. So
yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. All right, then. You guys ready to get into this 11-game slate for Tuesday, November 5th?
Yes, sir.
All right, kicking us off here at 7 p.m. We got my Philadelphia Flyers plus 230 at the Carolina Hurricanes minus 285. Total is set at 6. Over is at minus 122. And under is at plus 102 here. I'll kick it off. This is my Flyers here going on the road. Sam Ersson got hurt early in Saturday's game, which is a bad thing for an already bad goaltending situation in Philadelphia. Alexei Kolosov has looked fine in his time, but the Hurricanes are dominating right now. If you look at the underlying metrics, you look at these charts, they're off the charts. 3.6 expected goals for per 60. Second best is 3.2, and they have the 4th best expected goals against per 60. We know how it goes for the Hurricanes. Sometimes they pile up the shots and don't get the goals, but they've won 6 in a row, four more goals in their last 5. So yeah, I'm not betting this game. If I had to, though, I guess Canes puck line and the under. I will be betting either Hurricanes goalie saves under or Flyers team total shots under, because they're not going to crack 20 in this game.
I should be downgrading the Flyers. I think I haven't really touched their line for my priors, but the Hurricanes, I definitely have upgraded them, but I still can only get to minus 203. So the number says take the Flyers, but I can't really get in the way of this wagon that are the Carolina Hurricanes. They are unstoppable now, like you said, 6 wins in a row. Always a good home team. And yeah, they're on fire right now. And Flyers, very inconsistent this year. More to the bad than the good, I guess. But yeah, Hurricanes, I think they should roll here, but it's just way too big of a price to pay. So maybe a small bet on that old cuck line, expecting them to just dominate. And they've been very good this year. Like, I've been impressed. I thought that they would take a step back, losing the pieces that they did, but no, they continue to roll. Always a great regular season team anyway, and that's no different this year. But yeah, the total, I think the under 6 maybe a little bit, but no, nothing really there. But yeah, if I had to play it, I guess it would just be the Hurricanes puck line.
All right, Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have anything for this game either. I don't think there's any other way to look other than Carolina. But yeah, these prices are a bit steep to swallow. I mean, I typically don't like betting puck lines unless you're getting plus money. But Carolina is one of those teams I kind of will make an exception for, because when they are winning, they usually are, or when they win, it's usually by margin. So maybe, I don't know if the lines are out yet, but team total over 3.5, you might be able to find decent value on it. If that's in the minus 130 range, you could probably look there, because that should be pretty safe. But yeah, I don't know. It looks like they got, I don't know if anything's been officially announced yet, but it looks like they got Spencer Martin starting for the Canes tomorrow. That'd be interesting if that is true. But
I had no idea who their backup was, and we haven't even touched on the fact that Freddie Anderson is now, he's gone from day to day to week to week. He'll be month to month before too long.
Yeah, so, always something with him.
Yeah, but I think regardless, their team defense, especially at home, is just, they can smother most teams. So whoever's in that, Carolina is the only way to look here.
Also, Cam York, did you mention him, Ryan? He's still out.
Yeah, Cam York is still out. He might join the team on the road trip, but I don't think he'll be playing on Tuesday. So,
no.
All right, down to 7 p.m. again here. Got the Boston Bruins at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs minus 155. Bruins plus 130. Total at 6, overpaying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120. Joel, what do you got for this one?
Well, the Bruins finally put together a couple solid performances, not against the best opposition, but yeah, they finally figured out some defense leads. Still can't score, so the under is 6 is a good look, especially the way the Leafs are playing nowadays. I mean, what's my number here? Leafs minus 135. Definitely looking the Bruins' way. They always play better against the Leafs. Traditionally they own them and always love to beat them down. So yeah, you got to take the Bruins here. I think even at only plus 130. I mean, the Leafs have been the better team this season so far, but I think the Bruins might have found something. Korpisalo looked pretty good. Swayman finally had a good game, so maybe the Bruins have found something finally, and they can get it going. But the under 6, I think, is a decent look as well.
What do you got, Jared?
Yeah, I'd be leaning to the under here too. I think I like Boston here more than anything. I know just recently what's going on with the Bruins. They've started horrifically, but their last few wins, they've actually played. The box score kind of doesn't really show up, but they played a lot better hockey recently. And I think it's just going to be a good kind of just a good get-up game for them. I mean, they are one of the better road teams, it seems like, so far this year. So, and I'd be in this one especially, I'd be looking to pass the props. They've had the big uproar in the news when he got, I don't know if it was benched. They didn't quite say, a coaching decision there in the third period where he never saw a shift. Whatever happened there, I think he's going to be more than motivated to come out and play. So looking at his shot props or points, I think is a good look if you can't decide on a total or a side here. But yeah, I would be leaning Bruins and under 6 here for sure.
Yeah, I agree with there on the Bruins. I think plus 130 is a pretty good price here. And yeah, they're playing much better hockey since that 8-2 loss in Carolina against the Flyers. They shut them out 3-0. Had 66.33 expected goal for percentage, and then 70% against Seattle on Sunday. Third game in 4 nights for both teams here. Toronto does have 2 tough losses, so yeah, I think it's going to be a classic Bruins Leafs game, potentially overtime here, as we saw in the first meeting. But I think Boston does have the edge, especially here, a plus 130. And yeah, give me all the pasta props. Goal, shots on goal, pile them up there.
Yeah, he was benched for a whole period, right? In the last game, or was that Saturday?
Yeah. All right, going down to 7 p.m. again. We have the Calgary Flames at the Montreal Canadiens. Flames are minus 125. Canadiens are plus 105. Total is set at 6.5. Both the over and the under, paying off minus 110. Jared, take this one here.
I don't know if I want my money anywhere near this game. This is, it kind of almost seems like it could be a trap game, but I think I really like Montreal here. They've been absolutely horrific recently, so it's kind of like you don't want to take them. But last game I was expecting them to have a much better performance against the Pens, and they kind of did. Even though they did lose 3-0, they played better than the previous two. But after that, I think it was that Saturday game, maybe the Friday game, they got bag skated there. The old St. Louis finally had enough and was trying to break through to them. And so you were kind of expecting them to have one of their better performances against the Pens after that, and it kind of fell flat. So I think this game at home is going to be the spot where if they are going to put together a good performance, it's going to have to be here. They're, like I said, at home now, just after a quick 2-game road trip. They got Calgary at home here, and then they go back out on the road here for another 4 games, and they got some tough teams in that 4-game road trip. So if they want any chance to stay somewhat in the race here, they need to beat, these teams such as Calgary and kind of teams that are maybe more on their playing field. Because after this, they're at New Jersey, at Toronto. They get at Buffalo, so that's a coin toss, but then at Minnesota. So this is a big game. They know it. They're at with their fans. I think this is probably one of the better spots to take Montreal. And I think I'm going to lean over the 6.5 as well. Both teams are kind of so bad that they can both put up good goals. So yeah, I'd be looking, if we're going to bet, I'd be a Montreal money line, I think.
Yeah, can't argue with any of that, though. I have been impressed by the Flames lately. I mean, really since the start of the year, they played a lot better than I expected. And, even against the Oilers, they were okay. They played a really good game against the Devils the night before, 2 nights before. So, yeah, I'm tempted to upgrade the Flames perhaps more than I should, because I do expect them to kind of tail off as this early season momentum wanes. But right now, I think they're playing too good hockey. My line is like right in the middle there, minus 115. So that's right in the middle without big. So yeah, I guess I might look the Canadiens' way, but it's not something I bet. But I agree with Jared about the over. I'd like there to be goals here. Both teams are bad defensively, especially Canadiens, worst defensive team in the league, and their goaltending is very hit or miss. And the Flames a bit better goaltending, but still, I think we could see quite a few goals in this one. So the over 6.5 probably the best bet for this one.
Yeah, not too much to add there. I agree with all that. I think the Habs, haven't bet them yet. Not sure if I will, but if I had to, that would definitely be the side here. Plus 105. Good narrative points brought up there. I did see the bag skate. I kind of liked them in that Penguins game. I think now Flames, seems like the Flames just got up for that game against the Devils, against Markstrom. And besides that, they have not done anything. So yeah, allowed 4+ goals in each of their past 5 of their past 6 games. Besides that game against the Devils, Montreal's defense is awful as well. So over 6.5, and the Habs here as the underdog. And we're brought to you by Underdog Pick'em as one of the biggest menus for all sports: football, basketball, MMA, NASCAR, and more. You can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. Right here, still at the 7 p.m. time slot, we have the Ottawa Senators minus 108 at the Buffalo Sabres minus 112. Total is set at 6.5, over at plus 105, and the under at minus 125 here. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of the Sens recently. They've won 5 of their past 7 games, so 5-3, whatever, or 4-3 in their past 7 games. Looking here, but tough competition. Lost at Vegas, lost at Colorado, lost at the Rangers, but some good wins in there. Shutouts against Utah, shutout against Seattle, beat St. Louis 8-1 there as well. Just haven't really been good on the road, which is iffy because they're 1-4, but Buffalo right now lost 3 straight, Florida, Islanders, and then at Detroit, just, these are the two teams in the Atlantic that we're waiting to see something from. And I think the Ottawa Senators are just like a step ahead of them here. So yeah, I was able to get them at plus money. That's still not available still, but Sens minus 108 here in a pick 'em. I think they are the better team. So gonna go with them here. I think Allmark, yeah, they're relatively healthy. Allmark should be in net. So they're the better team here. Take them. And then the total, if I had to take anything, I guess I would go with the over. Both 6-2, 5-3, and 5-1 last year. But my only play here is Ottawa.
Right. The early money has been on the Senators, and for good reason. They've been significantly better than the Sabres so far this year. Sabres are playing a little bit better than they did at the start of the year, but still not great. I mean, losing to Detroit is never a good sign. But yeah, the Senators here, I think, are the side. I have them slightly favored. So yeah, the plus money. There are still a few stragglers out there, certain shops that you can get a plus 105 or something like that. So that would be the recommendation for sure. The over 6.5 too. I agree with Ryan. Once again, we're having no disagreements here on this show so far, but what can you do? So yeah, the over 6.5 and the Senators would be my plays.
That's why we had to bring in a third person. We need some disagreement sometime, even though we really haven't had any yet.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to find it in this game. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Sens money line. It is always a risk backing them on the road. But their last 3 road games, I mean, they were at Vegas, at Colorado, at Rangers. So those aren't the easiest of opponents to take on the road. So you kind of got to take that for what it's worth. And that Rangers game, I mean, I watched quite a bit of it, and they were controlling that game for close to at least half, if not a little over half. They kind of just got goalied. Shesterkin made whatever it was, 48 saves or something ridiculous. So they've been a team. I don't know if you want to call it overachieving, because they've been a team that's been expected to take this next step for like the past 3 years. So maybe they finally have, but they've been playing good hockey lately. And Sabres have kind of gone the other way, where they've also been, supposed to take these steps forward, and it seems like they've actually gone backwards. So their goals, like they're just under 3 goals per game, and their expected is even lower than that. So it's not like they're getting unlucky right now. They're just playing bad offensive hockey. 5-on-5, they're just kind of getting worked all over the place, and their special teams have been pretty poor, especially their power play. They haven't been able to get anything going. And on the flip side, the Sens actually had a surprisingly good power play so far this year. So yeah, Sens money line. I know one of the books I use here at Bet365, I can still get Sens at minus 105. It's a little bit better there, but yeah, Sens money line. And then the over, I definitely won't be betting the total on this game, because this could be a 3-1 game, and this also could be a 6-5 game. So yeah, probably lean to the over, but no official play.
Yeah. All right, going down to the 7:30 p.m. time slot, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins plus 120 at the New York Islanders minus 142. Total is at 6, over at minus 115, and under at minus 105. Jolie, you got your Isles here lined up perfectly.
Yeah, quite like the odds here. I think the Penguins are a really shit team, and they're, like we mentioned about the Canadiens, they're one of the worst defensive teams. The Penguins are right there, right beside them. The Islanders, they don't have a lot of goal scorers, so it's natural that their expected goals are higher than their actual goals, but still, I expect them to control the play here at home. Minus 142, I think that's pretty cheap. My line is minus 147, so a little bit of value there. Quite like the Islanders, and also the over 6. Like I said, the Islanders are playing more offensively now, and you worry about their elite goaltender and all that, but the Penguins defense is that bad. It's maybe an Islanders team total if you want to risk that, but love the Islanders here, and the over 6 I think is a decent bet as well.
Yeah, Islanders here minus 142. You can still get some minus 124s are out there, minus 135. Like this line is moving towards the Isles, and like I wasn't going to bet it earlier, but because of looking at their injuries, Barzal, Palak are both out, Romanoff and Riley in the blue line are day to day. But yeah, like you said, the Penguins are just shit. Brian Rust is still out. Like Crosby and Malkin and Letang are all washed up. 2 low-scoring wins against Anaheim and Montreal. But yeah, Islanders here at home. Only 1-3-1 at home. Pittsburgh 2-4-1 on the road. I think the Isles get it here, minus 142. And I'm not touching the total, but I would probably go to the under with Sorokin starting and Pittsburgh not doing much.
Yeah, I think that's the only bet I would make in this game is the under 6. I don't know if starter for Pens have been confirmed yet, but Nedeljkovic has actually been trending a little bit better. Still not very good goalie, but he had played good the past few games. And then Sorokin too, he can always put up some low numbers. So I think, and then both offenses are just, they can struggle to put goals. They're both under 3 goals per game. Islanders are, at 2.2, which I'm pretty sure is the lowest, if not the bottom 3 of the league. So yeah, the under 6 I think is probably my favorite bet in this game. To pick a side, I think I do lean Islanders as well. That minus 142 is a little juicy for me just because I've been burnt quite a few times on the Islanders money line in the last 5 minutes of a game. So, but yeah, I think they do at home ice here. They can get one up on the struggling Pens team. But yeah, under 6 is my only look.
Yeah. All right. Going down to 8 p.m. now. We have the Utah Coyotes at the Winnipeg Jets. The game itself is in Winnipeg. Jets are minus 205. Jets on the puck line are plus 130. Utah is plus 170. The total is set at 6. Jared, you have anything for this one?
Every single Jets prop you can possibly bet on. I know Utah's been kind of they started the year hot, which I mean, it was kind of almost expected, just the excitement around the new team, the new arena. They were kind of almost destined to have a hot start like that. But they've definitely come back to earth because after all, they still are the Coyotes. So they've kind of, like I said, come back to earth here. But their past few games, they have played well. But this Jets team is just this is just an absolute brick wall. They're just taking care of absolutely anybody who steps in front of them. So I know laying the 205 is kind of, I don't usually like that, but you can probably get a pretty decent on the 60-minute line. I guess that's probably somewhere in the minus 130-ish range or maybe a bit better. So that'd be a good look there. Getting this Jets team with a plus 130 puck line is also pretty, I mean, I don't know how many times we're going to kind of get that this year. So that's a good look too, I think. And then team total. I think that one is actually probably my favorite bet of this, famous bet of this game is the team total over 3.5, which that one I did find already at minus 115. So that'll be a play I already got locked in. Ingram starting. He's actually been pretty decent. He had a really hot start or a hot finish, to the year last year and has been okay since. But I don't really think that matters when you have, Scheifele, Velarde, and Connor putting up numbers the way they are. Their power play is absolutely lethal. And then 5-on-5, I mean, I got them ranked as a top 5 team, kind of with the statistics I like to look at. So this is pretty much, I want to give Utah more of their flowers because they've played pretty well recently. But this is, I don't know how you can look anywhere else other than the Jets. And total's tricky. I do kind of lean to the under, but I think the Jets could also throw up 5. If Utah gets 1, we get a push here. So I think this over 6 is kind of a perfect total, which is frustrating, but I think I do lean to the under.
Yeah, I can't argue with much there. The Jets are on fire, like you said. Their power play is clicking at a ridiculous rate. They won't sustain their percentage, but it's hot right now, so you can't exactly fade it. My line is minus 194. And I gotta say, my guys, Nikolai Ehlers and Cole Perfetti, they're playing a line together. They got more ice time than they did under Rick Bowness. Love to see that. And Cole Perfetti's finally getting some power play time, albeit on the second unit. But yeah, love the Jets here. I think to win by margin, the plus 130 there is a good bet. But yeah, the total, I'm probably going to stay away from that as well. Yeah, it's the Coyotes really miss Sean Durzi. Without him, they're just a shell of who they were at the beginning of the year. So yeah, it's hard to replace that kind of production, his importance. He's better than Sergachev, I think. So yeah, Jets here all the way.
Yeah, completely agree there. Jets team total, great look, over 3.5, minus 115. They've scored 4 or more goals in all but 3 of their games. They've scored 6 or more in 6 of their games. So if you want to lather that up, I'm seeing over 3.5, minus 115, over 4.5, plus 200, and over 5.5, plus 420. You can get 50 cents better on race to 4, or 40 cents better on race to 4. 50 cents on race to 5 is plus 255. Because, I mean, Winnipeg they've been scoring recently 7, 6, 6, 4, 5, 4 in their past 6 games there. And yeah, Utah missing Dursey, missing Marino, I believe is still out. So yeah, Jets just gonna keep this going until they run out of steam eventually. But right now they're looking really good. So puck line, yeah, plus 130, or just the team total ladder there.
One quick little play on that one. Sorry for props. Kyle Connor assist prop. They continue to list it at +1, and he has had assists in the past 6 or 7 games now, which most of those being multi-assist games. So I know Connor, he's a goal scorer and shoot first mentality, but just with the amount of goals they've been scoring recently, he just continues to rack up the assists, and they are not moving that line. So I will keep hitting that +105 until they finally change it, because that's pretty insane value on a team with this type of offense. So if any prop guys are out there, that's a good look too.
Yeah, that's a great call out there. This is another great game where if you're looking for those line stack, you stack the points up with Connor and Scheifele, or Connor, Scheifele and Velarde, like do it some sort of things there, because they need to fix those. So until they fix those, I'm gonna keep betting them. Before we go down to the next game, we are brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, and props. You can build your own model. You can copy one or press build a model for me to get predictions on every game and prop. And they have a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give you even more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And are brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the best in the business, BetUS. BetUS has been around for more than 30 years. Easily deposit using cryptocurrency and get lightning fast payouts. US players are always welcome. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Promo code SGPN. I'm right here down at the 8 p.m. time slot. We have the Los Angeles Kings +136 at the Minnesota Wild -162. Total is set at 6.5. Over set at +105. Under at -125 here. Who wants this one? I forget where we are in the order.
You take it.
I'll
take it here. I like the Wild here. Wild -162. You got the Kings here on a back-to-back. You got Kemper starting tonight, so it'll be Rittich tomorrow, going from Nashville tonight to Minnesota tomorrow. And Minnesota's looking really good overall. 8-1-2. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 7 of 8. They still have only 1 loss in regulation. That's to my Flyers last Saturday somehow. And yeah, 3-1 at home. So Kings here on the road on a back-to-back. Really think this line's going to skyrocket. So I'd bet the Wild probably up to close to -170. And then after that, look for, maybe some parlay piece or a point parlay. But Kaprizov's been killing it. Wild have been killing it. Gustafson's been killing it. So love the Wild here on the money line.
Once again, we can't disagree. The Wild are the best team in the league in terms of their expected goals against, by some distance, actually. The Kings are second best, but they're always up there, and they just have trouble to score. But I like the Wild to control this game, especially the Kings in the back, like you said. -162 is kind of pricey, but it's only going to go up, like you said. So, yeah, the Wild, you have to look the Wild way. 6.5 for a total there is interesting. Who's in net for the Kings tonight?
It's Kemper.
Kemper's in, yeah. So Rittich will go tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So you're getting the lesser goalie, you would assume, tomorrow. But the 6.5, I think it's way too high for the best 2 defensive teams in the league, at least in terms of expected goals against. So 6.5 to the under, and Wild money line, I think, would be my favorite bets.
Yeah. Again, gonna have to agree there. I know Rittich is like their backup, so you kind of think more, but he's played pretty decent. Like he had 1 game against Vegas where he got lit up for 6. Outside of that, he's been pretty solid. He has played some weaker teams though. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, his other 2 games, 2 against San Jose, 1 against Anaheim, 1 against Montreal, and the other was Toronto. So, which I guess if he's playing anyone other than an absolute shit team, he's probably going to get lit up. So a Wild here is pretty much, yeah, like I said, the only way you can look. They have been that last game against Toronto was probably one of the better games I've actually watched in a while, even though it was pretty low scoring. It finished 2-1. Just the chances that were generated from both sides it was just really good hockey. So, and Kaprizov had his first game without getting multi-points in the last 7 or whatever it is. So that is just insane. 7 in a row, 2-point games. I mean, if me and John Scott were on his line, I'm pretty sure he could probably put up 2 points. So, getting the Wild puck line here at plus 160 is, again, you're not going to get very much better value than that for a team that's this hot offensively. Almost scoring 4 goals a game, giving up, under 3 at 2.4 a game. The Kings are like a really good defensive team, so taking the puck line against them is always scary. They're, one of the better teams at covering that puck line. But on the back-to-back, just a bad spot with travel too. I don't necessarily think it's that long of a flight from Nashville to Minnesota, but still getting in late, going to have an optional morning skate. And then the last change on these back-to-backs with travel is always a huge advantage for that home team on a tired visiting team. So I do 162, too steep to take, but maybe look at reg, and then definitely I'd sprinkle the puck line for sure.
It's funny you say that was a good game. I listened to this Leaf podcast, and they were saying they wanted to poke their eyes out and watch football instead.
Well, it's because they weren't putting up 6 goals like these Leaf Nations expects them to do every fucking
week. What the Leafs fans know anyway.
All right, 8 o'clock again here. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning minus 166 at the St. Louis Blues plus 140. Total is at 6, overpaying off minus 118 with the under at minus 102. Jared, what do you got for this one?
This one is a bit of a tough one. My gut tells me Blues. I know I typically like to, and I'm kind of a stats is my thing. That's kind of how I like to pick these things. But when you get a feeling, sometimes I'll just throw everything right out the window. I do think I like the Blues here in this spot. Tampa's been on, how long have they been on the road for now? Is this going to be their 4th game, I think? Sorry, I'll try and pull that up.
Yeah, 4th game on the road.
Yeah, so, and they've played well. So it's not like I'm expecting a big win here or anything, but their last 2 have been pretty tough road games, obviously at Minnesota and at Winnipeg. So they kind of do have a good bounce back spot last game of the road trip before they head home. But yeah, the Blues have just been desperate. I know losing Thomas has been huge for them, and their offense kind of has struggled since then. But they have strung together. Like, they beat Toronto twice, so again, take that for what it's worth. But I don't know. Everything screams Tampa here, and I just want to take the Blues. So I hope I'm the different one here, because I probably will be wrong, but I think I would look Blues money line here. And the total, I think I would probably go to the over. If the Blues can put up 3, like this could be a 3-3 game late in the period, I think, in the 3rd period. So I do like that over 6.
At minus 166, I don't have much here. If you find a sub minus 150, take the Lightning. But I want to address the chat. One of our guests, Catfish Dilly, he's disagreeing with the Kings being defensive. I just pointed out they're the 2nd best expected goals against, and he says Kings all shots and goals. Okay, they're 14th to the goals against. They're 2nd in terms of shots against. So once again,
I'm pretty sure they're 3rd. Yeah,
showing his ignorance. So yeah, go on, Ryan.
Don't have too much here. I'm seeing here that Ryan Suter practiced on the top pair with Colton Paracchio. Likely to Philip Broberg is now out 4 to 6 weeks. I saw that.
Yeah.
But Nick Leddy is apparently traveling on this road trip, or he's been out since 22nd, but that's the most recent note. So I don't know if he's played. Maybe he'll take that spot, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, I don't really have much on this game here. Like you said, Joel, minus 166 seems a bit too steep. They could be running out of gas here on the road. 4th game of a road trip, stuff like that. So I'm not touching this game at all. I'm completely passing. Maybe look for a live spot. Maybe for Tampa Bay point props, top line stack with a point and a Gensel. But didn't Point get hurt too at the end of last game? So he missed some time. So yeah, absolutely nothing for this one.
I had not heard that.
Yeah, I know he missed time in the game. I don't know if he came back or what happened there. But, all right, going
I think
down.
he's still listed as day-to-day right now. I don't know if Yeah, he did. Yeah, actually, he left the game and didn't was not expected to go back against Winnipeg there. So
yeah, because that's already a top heavy team. So without Point, what they got Cirelli and Paul as their centers. Could be a tough one. All right, down at 9 p.m. we have the Seattle Kraken plus 154 at the Colorado Avalanche minus 185. Total is at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 102 with the under at minus 122. We got the movable force and a stoppable object here. Joel, what do you got for your Avs?
Yeah, this line is crazy. I know the Kraken have had a pretty pitiful road trip so far, but minus 185 for an Avalanche team that are completely banged up. They got nothing going on. I think Lekkonen's actually supposed to return for this one, so at least they got one winger back, but still, yeah, Duran, Petrushkin, of course, lost Colton and Wood. All these top six wingers are out, so minus 185 is crazy. I had to downgrade the Avalanche, and once again, I probably upgraded the Kraken too high because my line is only minus 130 here. So quite like the Kraken. Once again, it's been a miserable time betting them on this road trip, but I do think that they could turn it around. They haven't been terrible, just the results haven't been there. So yeah, I think the Kraken they have some value here at this plus 154 price. I know the Avalanche obviously better at home and all that, but minus 185 is kind of crazy to me, given their injuries and whatnot. They're just really being carried by McKinnon and McCarr right now, and certainly not their goaltending. Although it's been better since early on. I mean, more from Annunen than Georgiev, but still, even Georgiev hasn't been quite as bad as he was early on. But that's another reason why I like the over 6.5 here, because it's still not elite goaltending. We know the Avalanche firepower and their defense is suspect, to say the least. And the Kraken, of course, under Bilesma, they've been opening up more. So over 6.5, and the Kraken money line for me.
Yeah, I'm probably not touching this. If anything, I'll take the Kraken if they get to a better price. But I think the line's coming down already because the market's realizing the Avs aren't that good, even though they are getting Lekkonen back most likely for this one. Yeah, and with Seattle having one goal in their past 3 games and the Avs not being able to stop anything, like I don't have a play for the total. I don't have a play for the side. Just a total pass game here.
The sharper books actually have the Kraken at a better price, and they might get a better price yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know if Lekkonen really does move the needle enough to make Colorado this big of a favorite in this game. I agree. I think this 154, I got 150 on my book here, is pretty much as good as value as you're going to get. I think the line will come down, but that's crazy. Yeah, this Kraken team has struggled offensively recently, but betting the Avs at home against this, I think the Kraken can just smother this game. I think if the Kraken are going to win, it should be an under. The only way I think they can squeak this game out is if they just try to limit Colorado on their special teams and just try to keep this 5-on-5, because the Kraken do play quite well at 5-on-5, it seems like. And Decord's been pretty stellar recently. He's been asked to put up over 30, 32 saves a game. I've had his saves prop a few times this year, and I've been quite lucky. So I think this is a good look here. Colorado doesn't shoot a ton, but they do shoot enough. The Kraken aren't that great at suppressing shots either. I'm pretty sure they're middle of the pack. So I don't know. Maybe this Lekkonen does kind of inject a little bit of life into this offense, and they can put up a little bit more offense. But I think that the Kraken will be able to handle it. So I like the money line. I'm not crazy about a total, but I would lead under. And then Decord saves, I think, is somewhere I'd look here for a prop for this game.
Might be Grubauer. Grubauer has traditionally played very well against the Avalanche since the Avs didn't sign him. So possibly it could, Cord is the starter, so you'd assume he'd be in, but I could see Grubauer getting this game.
That's a good point there. Two things here. I did not realize these teams have played already. The Avs won 3-2 at home back on October 22nd. No Lekkonen for that game. Colton played that game, so you're kind of just doing a replacement swap there. And also, this is the end of a road trip for Seattle. They were out east, had a back-to-back at Ottawa and Boston. Now they have to go mile high to Colorado. So, like I said, I'm not betting it, but just something to think about there. All right, going down to the 10 p.m. time slot, we have the Vancouver Canucks minus 205 at the Anaheim Ducks plus 170. Canucks puck line is plus 120. Totals at 6, over at -115, with the under at -105. Joel, right back to you here with your Canucks.
Sure, yeah, the Canucks are they're struggling. Like they're winning these games, they're getting points here and there. They've only lost 2 in regulation to much better teams than the Ducks, but they're not playing well, and they're getting away with it with just some I don't know, scoring at the right time, I guess. But -205 is kind of steep. But the Ducks are really terrible. I watched some of that game against the Blackhawks. They're absolutely pathetic. I don't like the way that Greg Cronin has his team set up. Like, he's put a governor on their offense. They've all these explosive kids that have a lot of firepower, a lot of potential to attack. But for whatever reason, he's got them set up so they just want to lose by 1 goal, just like last year. But it's getting more frustrating the longer it goes on, because you want to see the potential of these young Ducks guys be actualized. So, yeah, I don't like the Ducks at all. I think the Canucks can get this done here. Again, they were not great against the Sharks, and the Ducks are maybe slightly better than the Sharks, maybe more than slightly better. But yeah, the -205 is a bit steep, but I can only look the Canucks way once again. But the under 6, I think, is my favorite bet in this one. I know the Canucks are playing a little faster, a little bit more aggressive as Tuukka tries to get some more offense going, but still, they do have a good defense. And the Ducks, like I said, they're not playing great offensive hockey. So the under 6, I think, is my favorite look in this one.
Yeah, gonna be the under 6 for me here. That's it. I mean, I hope the Ducks don't waste Dostal's career like they wasted John Gibson's. Like, this kid looks like he could be really good. Leads the league in goals saved above expected or whatever. But yeah, love the under here. Ducks have only gone over twice, Canucks 4 times, and going back to March 8th, 2023. Since then, all Canucks wins head-to-head, 3-2, 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 2-1, 3-2. So very similar script we'll probably see here. That's kind of how the Ducks have been losing this season. Canucks haven't really been scoring too much in too many games. So, yeah, love the under 6 here at +100.
Yeah, the Canucks offense has been kind of, struggling quite a bit here recently, it seems. I don't know what your thoughts there are on Pettersson there, Joel, but he's yeah, I guess that says it for you. But I mean, I do enjoy watching this team, and they can, like, when they click, they are one of the better offensive teams in the league. But they're definitely in a dry spot now, and Miller seems to be the only one generating. Jesus, I'm blanking on his new name. The new fella came over from Boston, DeBrusk. There, he actually popped through with his first goal, but he's actually been he's been pushing the offense quite well, creating that forecheck and at least gaining that offensive zone time. But yeah, the Ducks have just been so horrific, and I'm going to assume Dostal's starting, but he has played 4 straight. They do have 2 days off coming up here. So maybe they do just play him, since he is going to get 2 days off rest, but they got the Wild coming up. So that's kind of a big game. I don't know if maybe you want to save him for him or what, because he's seen like 147 shots in the last 4 games. So like you said, I don't know. They're just going to run this poor kid into the ground if they're going to keep throwing him out there 4, 5, 6 games in a row. So yeah, it's, even if he's in, I still do like Vancouver here, but that definitely brings the under in play, because Dostal has been that amazing, and Vancouver's offense has struggled. So the puck line is interesting, +120. I don't think it's quite enough to get there, because I don't know. This could be a 3-2 game, I think. So yeah, I don't have too much else. I do want to bet the Nucks, but I don't think I'm going to. I think Dostal has shown just enough. I don't want to be betting against him with the way he's been playing right now.
Yeah, don't get me started on Pettersson. I've got to go take a piss. I'm going to be here for another hour.
All right, going down to the final game on the docket. Got the best for last here. Columbus Blue Jackets -135 at the San Jose Sharks at +114. Game is in the Shark Tank. Total set at 6.5, overpaying off +100 with the under at -120. Jared here, close us out here.
Oh, this is a nightcap of all nightcaps. Yeah, I mean, me being out on the West Coast. So I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, so not quite West Coast, right? But on the western part of Canada, I watch quite a bit of these Pacific Division games. They're always on the late night, so I've watched already more San Jose Sharks so far this year than I think I have my entire life. Which, I mean, I don't recommend, because it's a good way to fall asleep. But they're just one of these teams that, you know, they're absolutely horrible, but they'll just find themselves in a good spot randomly and be able to pull through. So, but this Columbus team is ridiculous to start the year. It's you know, say what you want about what it is, or maybe it's the whole Johnny Hockey thing. It just brought everything together, but they're far exceeding expectations. And as much as I do think this could be a good spot to take the Sharks, getting Columbus at minus 135 with as hot as they've been, I think is pretty good value. So I definitely lean to the Jackets here on the road. And I don't really have a feel for this total. Under 6.5 should be safe, but if Columbus all of a sudden puts up 4 or 5, you could kind of start to sweat that pretty quick. So
I feel you with the West Coast watching these stupid, shitty California teams. I mean, remember back when the Ducks were good, the Sharks were good, Canucks were good. Those are good times. Now they're just lean, and it's struggle watching those games. But what else is on that? You know, at 9, 10 at night. So yeah, unfortunately, we do watch way too much Sharks hockey, but it can be fun too. And I think this will be a fun game. No real opinion on the side. Lean to the Sharks, but the over 6.5 is my favorite bet here with the interconference, two shitty teams rather. I think we see some goals in this one. Just a dumb hockey game with lousy goaltending, lousy defense, just young guys going in for fun. So yeah, let's see some goals here late at night.
Yeah, over 6.5, even money. Macklin Celebrini coming back here. Take the over. Take the Sharks at home as dogs. You know, hopefully one of them hits and you come out at the very least break even, or you know, if the Sharks hit with the under, you get a little bit of profit there. So yeah, Sharks and the over. All right, that's the 11 game slate for Tuesday, November 5th. Definitely the most important thing happening on Tuesday, November 5th in North America here. You guys got anything else on the slate before we get into our puck bets? Jared, do you have any props you didn't mention or anything like that?
For this game specifically, no. I've been, like I just said at the top of the show there, the last few days props I've had some pretty bad beats, so I've kind of lightened up a little bit. I haven't played quite as much, but yeah, the ones I mentioned earlier, I think are all pretty good looks that I already have bet or will be betting here for tomorrow. But yeah, I guess first game back from an injury, Celebrini goal is probably going to get a fair price. I don't know if they released that yet. But that could be a fun one. If you don't want to bet anything else and just like Joel said, just watch some just disgusting hockey, rooting for a Celebrini goal might be fun late night. So
is he back?
He's back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's not listed for any props yet. So if it comes out, maybe, but
yeah, it takes them forever to list props for hockey games. Meanwhile, you get football props like a week in advance sometimes. It's insane. All right, Joel, then to our puck buck bets here on the season. You are 22-25, down 89 puck bucks. I am 19-26, down 213 puck bucks. I'll let you go first this time. I've been going first the past few shows here.
All right. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Let's give me the Senators minus 108, 20 puck bucks. Give me the Bruins Leafs under 6 minus 120, 20 puck bucks. Give me See, DraftKings has a lot of bad lines here. They're like it's top of the market. I don't want to bet too many of these. The Penguins Islanders over. Oh my word! See, it's like 15 cents off from Pinnacle. I never want to do that, but whatever. Penguins Islanders over 6 at minus 115. 20 puck bucks. Kings Wild under 6.5. 25 puck bucks at minus 125. And Kraken Avalanche over 6.5. That's plus 102. 20 puck bucks. Kind of want to take the Kraken there, but again, DraftKings is like one of the worst prices in the market. Finally, I got two more. I got a lot, too many. Canucks Ducks under 6 minus 105. This one is a good number. 20 puck bucks. And Blue Jackets Sharks over 6.5. Even money, 20 puck bucks. Man, that's way too many bets. Well, we got to get in the block again.
Yeah, and there's 11 games of the slate too. Like some slates we're not gonna have many. This one we do. So
holy shit! Did I only bet totals?
well, besides the Sens, yeah, besides the Sens. That's
Oh wow!
Let me see if I can.
I haven't bet many totals this year either.
No, that's what you got. All right, I am going with Flyers Carolina under 6 at plus 102 for 20 bucks. I think that's what it's still at. Yeah, I'm going to go with Minnesota at minus 162. Put 30 bucks on that. That's a little bit higher than I would like. But bet Ottawa minus 108 for 22 bucks on that. Canucks, Ducks, what do I say? Under 6 minus 105, 21 bucks on that. I like Boston plus 130 here. I'll do 20 on that. I like the Jets. I'll just do the puck line. Keep it simple here at 130 for 20 bucks. I think that's probably going to be it. Hopefully the text is big enough you guys can read it on YouTube. I got a DM that the video wasn't showing the bets here, but here we got it here. 55-minute mark of the podcast. There's our bets. All right, Jared, what are you looking at for tomorrow? What are your plays you got locked in?
Got locked in. Like I said, the Jets team total over 3.5. Probably my favorite play of the whole slate. So I got that at minus 115. I am also, like I said, going to sprinkle that puck line there for plus 130. I do really like Sens money line, the minus 108 or 105, whatever line is there. And I am going to sprinkle on the Kraken money line, I think, at plus 150. Probably maybe only do a half unit play there or so, but those are kind of the fave. And I'm pretty confident in the Wild. That 163 is I kind of don't like to go above minus 150 for money line plays, but yeah, I don't know. I think you can get that in regulation line at minus 105, and I think that's a good enough look. I'm safe at that. I like that regulation bet there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It seems like we agreed on most games, which we're either going to have a great night or a bad night on Tuesday night. So we'll see you there. You can talk about it with us in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Get in the hockey channel. You can follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. And of course, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Yellen podcast on your preferred podcast platform and on YouTube. All right, guys. Anything else here before we close it out? Anything else to talk about?
I'm good. Gotta use the
washroom as well.
Oh, yes. All right. Well, we will be back on Wednesday afternoon, evening, most likely. Hopefully, all three of us, or four, with another special guest co-host as well. Jared, thanks again for joining us. Where can people follow you and find you?
Yeah, no. So on Twitter, like I said, my partner and I, we have a hockey betting page. It's at Play the Puck. So play_the_puck. And yeah, we post plays daily. Love to interact with everybody. Everything from, like I said, mostly NHL, but we do dive into NCAA college, both men's and women's. A little bit of junior hockey, and then once the PWHL starts up, we'll probably start sprinkling there too. I've got two little girls, and my oldest has shown a big interest in hockey lately, and she's been excited about the PWHL starting up. So I'll probably be watching a few of those games too this year. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right. I am Ryan.
No. We got to answer Trevor. Who do you think wins the Grey Cup? The Blue Bonnets? Of course. We're on the Blue Bombers for months ago with great numbers, and now they're the favorites to win the whole thing. So hopefully they can get it done. They're like minus 200 to beat the Rough Riders at home there in Winnipeg. So yeah, hopefully they can get it done. I'm going to the Grey Cup on November 17th. So hopefully I'll be watching Winnipeg beat Toronto. Hopefully that'd be nice to see. Fuck Toronto.
Nice. All right. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you can find me on my phone all day tomorrow because I'll be hoping to be betting both candidates as dogs as the Lions continue to swing, just like I have done the past two elections. So hopefully things transpire as they have done historically.
Yeah. Pray for me. Pray for me down here, I guess. All right. See ya.